Hi, this is a miniature modeler Paul with a update on my T34 85. This is the composite turret, 112 plant summer 1944, and it's actually a mini art kit, very well detailed. The plastic can be very thin and brittle on some of the very smaller parts, which is the reason you'll see in a minute I didn't put my fuel tanks on the back. I will do that on my next build, the Egyptian build, not next build, but next time I build this model, one of these models, mini T34s. But I will be putting the tanks back, but I'm going to be making the brass rod at the back for the fuel tanks to support. If you start putting the photo etch up to the thin plastic, it's going to snap. I've already had that problem. That's why I've used quite a bit of brass rod and tube to actually make the hand grab rails as well. So anyway, so I'll put it on the old twirly for now. And you'll see what I mean coming around. I've managed to get the barrel moved into a bit better position on the tank so it looks more like I wanted it, and it is glued in place. I can't move it, but the next one I will put a brass rod through to actually allow the barrel to move slightly. Not that I move mine on my models anyway, but most of my kits do actually have the barrels moving. You see, I've cleaned up, managed to get the brass screen off the back, nice and neat, rolled it flat again, and then bent it and then glued it back after using the super glue debonder to get all the super glue off, and then smooth it out, and then get the framework that goes over the mesh to be more intact. See the actual the cleats here, we've got their brass photo etch straps holding them in place. There's 6 cleats per track. Photo etch on the box there. What I couldn't understand is there's no photo etch for the other box, but the clips are actually shown as plastic. But I do prefer the photo etch ones, and it's a shame they didn't do it for both. But this one, as you can see, hasn't got any, it's just plain wood. But with a bit of paint, I think they will look more like the clips anyway. But I did like the photo etch ones. I'll stop it now. Inside the periscopes, you actually got the periscopes in there. They will pull out. I can take that whole hatch out, and I'm going to be painting them by hand, just like this one. Now I've glued these in position there with the armour covers on top of the periscopes on the turret. This one I've moved slightly into a different position, just so it looks different. I'm not going to leave them movable because they were too weak, so I should actually do that as well on the next one. So that's been done. Also the periscope covers on the commander's hat again, but I can get in from underneath the turret due to the fact that the actual turret is as a wide underneath, so I can do it. So I can get to these 3 periscopes to put the clear parts in at the end when it's finished. Now Greg's going on really nicely with his T34, and he's well into the late stages of painting and is doing more weathering. So, and he's done a really good job on hand painting all the turret details as well, using oil. So really great job on that. I've seen a photograph. He'll be doing an update soon anyway. But yeah, so if I'm going to move this around by hand now. So if I come in, I think you can see what we go. There you go. Just a little bit, you can see what I mean by these look really nice along here. Now the turret's going to be receiving my buffing texture later on. I'm going to be using this like Skills, a model called Skills. Basically there it is. I'll be using that, mixing it with lacquer finish, and it goes into a runny paste, and you can actually paint it on, which will look quite nice. On the back, because it's close now, you'll see what I mean. I have tidied the mesh up. I've got those off using the debonder, and as I said, and got them so it looks much better now. Quite happy with that. Got the straps over these, bit of a pain in the butt. I've got a different way of doing that next time. I shall actually try and do the framework and put the whole thing on the tank afterwards. You'll see that the holes are clear, been refilled here with liquid Tamiya filler, which is with plastic hard in the filler, and you've seen that before. I've shown that, but I've done that, and it's smoothed out, so it's ready for paint. You'll also see what else you can see on the back of the turret. If I bring it up slightly, if I just move this slightly, excuse me, you'll see I've used brass rod again, tube to actually make the actual back fasteners. They look quite nice like that. They're much better. They're stronger, along with the ones on the side that you've just seen down here. They're all brass ones as well, because the photo is so thin, and you can't fold PE around it and put it in their place and expect it to stay there. It won't. So I've made them a bit more beefy. I think with a coat of paint over them, obviously they look pretty stark like that, but with a coat of paint over them, they should look quite nice. The next one I'll make sure I get nearly all exactly the same size, because I think when I was using my pliers I kept moving these needs to bend the rod, this bit to bend the rod, and what was happening is I was not getting the exact location. So, but I've got a bender and I should have used that, and then I will get them exactly the same. But I'm still happy with them. It could have been, so I'm quite happy with that. Coming around. So yeah, quite happy with that. I've got as I said, I'll be coating the turret anyway. Is that a bit of fluff? Yeah, that's just a bit of fluff. Be putting paste over that, and I've got to put the machine gun tube in as well. That's what I've got to do. So I've done. It doesn't look as if I've moved along much, but I've done quite a bit to me. I'm going to pull it out now. Come back out again now. There you go. All my wheels, as I said, I've done. They're all in this little tub here. There you go. All done. I'm not happy with the front sprocket, which is the guide of the front sprocket at the front. That's all you get. It's flush and it goes in and sits in place. There's no actual location pin to actually get it lined up properly for the track fitment. So then my next job, I shall do the turret covering on the next one. If I don't know if I can go a bit further. I can't. I've got to come back out. I'll move out a little bit. I'll bring it around and move down a bit. There you go. That's better. I'll be doing the coating a bit on the front. I've got to put some spare tracks here. I've got my tracks to do, and these are the ones I'm going to be using. There you go. They'll be the ones I'll be using, so it's not too bad. I've got 2 boxes of those for the other T34 as well. So there you go. I can't say too much more now. I mean, as I said, Greg's got further ahead. Won't be catching him up. Obviously, I think he might be doing a bit of a DIY with that T34. I'm not sure, but anyway, things are moving along quite nicely, and I have decided I'm going to be doing that one there because a bit of colour on the turret. Because when I do the next one, it'd be an Egyptian one, so it'd be completely covered. But I thought I'd do a Polish one. Gives it another nationality instead of just being a Russian tank. There you go. So that's really it, really. I think I can't think of anything else to say. Only part of the fact that he's a really fiddy modeler. I would never suggest a new modeler to build this mini art kit, even the one without the interior, because now I know some problems. My next one, when I build the interior, this top plate will definitely be left loose, but I will make sure this front fits nicely and the turret gets in there really snug, because it is very full and you need a proper pin there to actually get the barrel to actually line up and stay there. It's just too weak, as far as, in my opinion, that is anyway. But anyway, apart from that, it's a really nice looking model. You can't say there's no detail there. And so there you go. So anyway, I'm going to call that quits. It's coming up to 8 minutes, and it was a quickie video here. I'm going to take a few photographs from my Facebook page, the group Facebook page, the T34 great group build. So I'm going to be doing that for Facebook in a minute, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, and keep safe. See you next time.